Hello everyone and welcome back to Studio IL. Today we will see how to create this kind of rotational scrolling effect. I saw this effect on this beautiful website, the Rail Park website, but here the effect is a bit different. Here is auto looping, as you can see, like in a few, there is like a loop in each second. The circle is rotating a few degrees and you can do nothing more, but I wanted to make this circle, the gallery circle, to rotate while you're scrolling down. So this is the working example, and as you can see it's working pretty great. And we have also the mobile version which is adopted, and you can see that this is working also here. um, okay, so it will not be the easiest way to do if you are new to Studio, but anyway, at the end of this tutorial I will share a template that you can download and use it. But it's super important to understand how it's built so you can modify it and set it to your needs. um, all right, so you can see this is the editor, this is the final version, and you can see that this is looks so much different from the live site. So I'll share with you my process, and maybe you can learn even from this process to create more unique stuff. So the first thing that I've done is to take a screenshot of this layout and go into my Figma and just paste it just like this. Now I was decided to start building on the big screen of 9020. So what I've done is to create a frame, let's call it desktop, and I set it to be 9020 in the width, and the height is relatively growing. Uh, okay, so as you can see I have here the screenshot, and I wanted to start thinking, how do I create it? So the first thing that I've done is to kind of create a circle to see how the images are spread. By the way, this is not the way they did it in the editor, but I tried to find a no-code solution to create it in Wix Studio. So I've created a circle. So this is like how the images are arranged in the cylinder, right? So this is the first step that I've done. Then I checked the content height and width, okay, to understand the sizing of each image. And actually these two elements are placed in a frame. You can see right here, this is not a Figma lesson, and but it's important to understand the way I've cracked it. So this rectangle is inside this frame, also this circle, but it's with a minus some value from top. You can see right here it's minus 530 pixels. Basically this is the height of this image. So in general, this, let's change its color. So in general it was like this, okay? And then I checked the height of this content, which is 530 pixels, and I give it a minus on the y-axis. So now it sits uh, uh, exactly same as the image. So, and then all I need to do is to rotate up my frame that contain everything to understand how many degrees each image is placed on. Okay, so this is the middle one, so of course the degrees will be 0, but if I'll take it to the left or to the right, let's take to the right, so you can see that this is kind of 15 degrees. Okay, and the next image will be 30, okay, because it's equal, it's kind of 30. Okay, So the first item will be minus 30. Okay, so this is the way I'm going to build it in the editor. So it really helped me to plan in advance this way. So we will rebuild it. Okay, this is the working example. We will rebuild it in a new section above. Okay, and we'll try to get I will try to explain as easy as I can, as simple as I can, but it's not always I'm not having a lot of success sometimes. Okay, so first action, I don't need the max width, so I'm turning it off. So this is a section. Now the second thing is that I need to do, I need to remember that when we are doing something on scroll and we want the content to stay on the screen, we need to use a sticky element. Okay, so the first thing that I'll do, I will create our main wrapper. It will be 100% width. It's kind of a full width, and I will set it to be VW, although this is exactly the same. But if you forget the max width, so it should get over it. Okay, now you can see it's outside of the max width. Anyway, so 100 of the viewport and 100 of the viewport height. Okay, now let's set it to be docked to the top, and it looks something like this. Now I don't need a background color, but I will keep it just for now. And I need to always remember that I should not have minimum height in the row. So let's set it to 1FR. Now in general, the section height should be much bigger because we are scrolling, but we'll do it later. So this one will be the circle wrapper. Okay, so you know that I love to set names. So as you can see, this is the working example. So I'll copy this name, I'll put it right here. This is the circle wrapper and it's sticky. This is good for to remember. Now I won't remember everything from scratch, but now we will draw the circle itself. So the circle will be a container. So let's put a container inside, and I will give it a different background color so we'll see its boundaries. Okay, so we'll go with a pink just like we did in the Figma, and I will give it some transparency, and let's set it to be at the center for now. Now what size of this circle should be? Same as the Figma. Remember we are working on exactly same canvas size. So if it's 90 by 20, so I will set exactly the same here. Okay, so now after I measure the size of this circle, so I can select it and just copy this value. So the value, we will start with pixels, then we will convert it to responsive units. So I don't want it to scale proportionally because I will take care of it. So it will be 3000 something pixels width and exactly the same height. Okay, so you can clearly see that this is way too big. Now it should be a circle, but remember that we set the wrapper to be to have a fixed height. So let's remove it just for now, so we will see the size of this circle. So I don't need you. Let's set it to be auto. We will change it back later. So now all the pink is the circle. Okay, you can see it's huge. Okay, so now we need to make it circle, right? With like border radius, right? But the problem that we have is that the corners, I can set the top of it to 999, and actually just the width is bigger. So we will override it by simple CSS. I've created like a simple CSS called my circle, and I set the border radius to be 100%. So all I need to do is to set to my circle, and now you can see that this is like a circle. Great. If I think that if I go to the page and set it the overflow content to show, now I can see everything. Okay, but we can live with that for now. All right. Now this is the circle. We need to give it the right name. So let's call it circle. And this one, I forgot to edit here, but this one will have the spin effect. When we are scrolling down, it will rotate. Okay, great. Now what we need to push it a bit down, right? Because it's too close. So we will give right now just a random number. Let's do 500 pixels. Okay, so we can see the edge of it. Great. Now let's go back to the Figma. Now what we need to put the image, right? We need to put the image inside the circle and then give it some minus margin. But for the first image, it will be really easy. So let's copy the value of this image width and height. Let's add an image. Okay, now let's set its width and height in pixels. Remember, now we are working with pixels. Now we should wait, this is not the right value for the height. This is the value for the height. Okay, now to push it down, to push it out, basically what I should do like this, minus 530 pixels, right? So you can see that we need some more space here. Let's do 600 pixels. Okay, so now you can see the edge of the image. So this is one way to do it, but I prefer to do something else. I prefer to do the adjust. Okay, so let's remove it, because this is a fixed number. If now I will change the image height to something else, now I should change it manually here. But if I set minus in the adjust, minus 100%, so it will, no matter what the height of the image will be, it will go 100% off. So if I'll go to preview, now you see the image is right here. So for the first image, for the center one, it's easy. But for the others, I need to somehow calculate the rotation, right? So it needs to go to the left or to the right, and also rotate it. Like, let's do a 50 minus 50, right? And then we need to calculate how much we need to push it down. So this is a lot of calculation that I do not want to do. So the easy way that I found to do is to wrap each image with another container, and I'll show you an example. So if I'll take for example, this image is inside this ellipsis, right? So if I'll duplicate it completely, right, so I will have exactly the same layout, and I just rotate everything. So I just need to take care of the rotation. I don't need to do more calculation. So we'll do exactly the same. So I will wrap this image inside into a container. So let's place it into container. And what the size of this container should be, basically we don't care. It should be exactly the same as the size of the circle itself. So we can simply stretch it. Okay, now it's fill the circle. So we will call this container an item. It will be the first item, or item number 1. Okay, it's only containing an image. You can place here any type of content you like. You can do also video. So now remember this image already have the minus 100. So let's go to preview and we have exactly the same results. Now, one thing that I forgot to do is to make sure that this circle doesn't have minimum height. It does. You see, this is a disaster. We need to change it to 1FR, just like this. I always love to change the column if I have one to FR also, and I should, this one we already checked. Okay, so we have one item inside a circle and image inside this item. Now this is the first item, and the first item actually should be this one. One thing that I forgot to mention. Now, because we are using rotation and everything is inside a container, so you should, if you use this this layout, please use only inspirational or content that the user not need to interact with. For example, don't put a button here or video that you cannot play and to toggle the play on and off, because when we are rotating things, they are covering each other. So I'll show you very quickly and we will continue. So you can see that here I have, wait, I need to remove this one. So you can see that I have a big container that's covering everything. So basically I cannot click on this image. So this is not more like for aesthetic or for abstract things that kind of design and not content. All right, so we'll go back and we will continue. So we said that the free, oh, what's up? Oh, I've changed something. So let's go back to this circle. It should be at the center. It is. And this, okay, I think that I need to change it from FR to auto something or percentage. Let's see, the circle should be in the middle. There is another way to do it, but I don't want to do it like this. Let's change it to 100%. Now the circle is in the middle. This is the circle wrapper, column, size. Okay, great. So we said that the first image should be this one. Okay, so we need to think how much off this one should be, how much to rotate. So let's select the frame, and we said that this is a 50 degrees. So if I put here minus 30, because it's, sorry, 30, it's almost almost perfect, but we will round things, so we will do like 30. Okay, so let's go back here, and I should rotate this one. Okay, so I can add here, for example, rotate 30 or minus 30, right? So let's select this item and go to the adjust, and let's rotate minus 30. And now let's see if this image should be located right at the edge from the left. So exactly where it should be. Great. So now let's go back and duplicate this one. Okay, so this one will be image 2, and we should rotate it minus 50 degrees. Let's go back here and change it to minus 50, because it should do something. It should be the second image, which is kind of 50. So let's go to preview, and you can see that we have two images. It's not placed correctly, I must say. This is minus 30, minus 15. Let's check it out. Oh, because I've duplicated, and you see it's not perfectly aligned. So I need to remove all the margins. And now you see, now it's perfectly aligned. So the third one, what it should be 0, because it's perfectly at the center. And oh, again, I forgot to remove the margins from all sides, and I need to make this one 0. Now I have 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. Now I kind of okay, we have the mobile version, okay, which is kind of different, but I don't think we should talk about it right now. Maybe I should work harder later, but because I don't remember exactly what I've done, so we will continue. So how many items do we need? So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see that you don't really see the last item because it's decorative. It's not that important. It's part of the design. So we need 9 items. So we will do 8, and then we will see how to create another one. So this one will be 4. Again, 0. And this one will be 15. Duplicate again. This item will be 5. This will be 30. 0, 30. Let's see that we are in the right direction. Yes, great. This will be 6. This will be 45. 0 margin for all. 45 degrees. Number 7, you can skip if it's too much, if you get the point. This will be 60. And you can see that I don't even check what I'm doing because the process is all the same. So now this one will be the 8, and the last one for now, this will be 75% degrees. 75. Now let's see how it looks. So it looks beautiful. Now let's try to rotate it, right? But before we will try to rotate it, I should go back to the circle wrapper, which is sticky, and I set the height to be 100 VH. Now, although this is like a 100 VH, I can see that. Let me check something. This one, 100 VH. The overflow is show for some reason. I don't know. Okay, so it should be 100 VH, and you can see that the circle is going outside of it, right? Now, if you remember from different tutorials that I have when we are dealing with scrolling, I like to create my own timeline using, instead of creating the spin on scroll on the circle itself, I'm adding another element that it used to be my trigger. So if we think about it, we want, as we start to scroll down, we want to something happen. So I will create a line. This will be my trigger, And this is important. Don't make the line, don't put the line inside one of these elements. You want it to be a direct child of the section itself. I will call it timeline. Rotate circle timeline, very clear. Now let's give it some width and height. I will the height is important, I will show you later, but basically the height is set how quickly these images will spin while I'm scrolling down. So 100 VH means one screen, right? So I will put it in the center at the moment. So it's a direct child of the section, and I want to it will be docked to the top, and it should also have to be able for the elements to be able to be sticky. It must be it's always sticky only inside its own parent. So if the section is exactly the same height as this circle wrapper, so the sticky means nothing because there is not enough space for scrolling. So this line we will add some margin from the bottom to make the section grow. So let's give some color to this section. Okay, very strong color, like I don't know, this orange. Now you don't see the background, right? Basically it's because this circle wrapper its own color and it's covering the section is exactly the same height. So if we'll take this line and add margin of 100 VH from bottom, now you can see actually we can see right now the circle. So let's go back to this one and set it to be hidden. Now you can see that this is the circle wrapper, and this line is making negative is pushing down 100 VH. Now because this line is the trigger of the animation, we wanted not to start as we in the viewport from the beginning. We want it to start as we scroll down, so the line should start right after one screen. So we need to push from top also 100 VH. Okay, so as we scroll down we want something to happen. So what we want to happen, we want this line to trigger a spin for the circle. And again, this is why it's important to use names. You will see at the second. So I'll choose for the rotate circle line loop, scroll, and then the animation will be not in, which means that it will end at the design that we put in the editor, but I want it to rotate from the design to somewhere else. So it will be out, and I want to use the spin. Where is the spin? This one. So let's adjust the animation. Now I don't want the circle to scale. I want it to be counterclockwise, like rotate to the left, and let's keep it for now for 1. But I want it to start as the line is going into the viewport. You see this needle here? So I want it to start from here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to change the elements that is affected. So let's go back, and I want it to rotate the circle. Now, if this is the right circle, I have 2 circles. Let's choose on canvas, and I will select this one. Now spin out, great. Now it should start from 0. It should be 100%. Now you don't see, oh, you see the image, it start spinning because it's located inside this container, but it should be the opposite direction, just like this. So let's preview it to see. Now, as I scroll down, you can see that the line is go into the viewport and everything is rotating, but you can see that we are losing them as we're scrolling down because something is not working. It should be sticky. This container should be sticky and it's not. So I did sticky to what? To nothing. So let's set it to be sticky to top and let's view it again. So now as I scroll down, you see it's in the viewport. Wait, I need to make the line to be the highest element so we can see it. So you can see as I scroll down, everything is start to rotating, but it's going too much. So we need to play around with it to find the right, to do some adjustment to find the right amount of spin count. So obviously it should be less than 1. 1, it means, let me show you. This is 1 circle, okay? But we don't have so many items, so we need to do less. So let's do like 0.5, like half. You know what? 0.2 to make more sense. So let's check it. So now, oh, this is much better, but you can see that it looks like we are missing 1 item. So either we can add another item or we can adjust it a bit more. So let's do 15. So now it's look much better. Okay, so we kind of have it, right? But here we used some negative margin. So sorry, margin from top. For what? For this circle. You see 600 pixels from top. Now this is not, oh my god, what I've done. Let me think. Okay, so you see sometimes I work too hard because I forgot stuff. Now remember, everything now is in pixels. We need to convert everything to be responsive, because at the moment, if I reduce my screen size, you see everything is exactly the same, which is not good. It should scale down. So what I should do, so basically I should convert all images to be scaled proportionally. Okay. So I'll do it really quick. Okay, so first one, scale. Second one, scale. Everything should be scaled. Great. Not, yeah. Okay, now we should also go to the circle item and change this huge size of the circle to be by the viewport width. So now it will scale based on the viewport width, and the circle wrapper is already responsive. So now let's see how it's reacting when I'm resizing my screen. So now it's like a picture, right? It's scaling very nicely. Great. Okay, so everything is responsive. Let's publish this website. You know what? The last thing that we are missing is, oh wait, I forgot, sorry. So here you can see that we have some distance from top, right? So we somehow need to do exactly the same in our example. So here I used margin from top with some random number. Okay, so the rule is like this: because the image start here and it has this minus in the adjust, so it will locate it right here. So just for this now, I will check the size of the image again, just for now, and I will set this one like this. Okay, so basically this is at least the margin that we should have. So instead of margin, I will use padding for the circle wrapper. Okay, so let's remove this one. Now you can see that the image is here, but if I preview the site, I won't see the image because it's outside. So let's go to circle wrapper, and we should set padding from top at least exactly the same as the single image size, but we don't want this image to be really stuck to the top, right? We need some air. So let's say we need something like, I don't know, let's go back to 600 pixels. So we have this amount. So if we will convert it to viewport width, now this units of padding is responsive. So let's make it 35. Okay, just for this example. Now I will take this image and bring it back to be exactly the same, and you can clearly see that things are, the editor looks awful. So let's remove the background color of the section because we don't really need it, and I will keep this circle pink. And now let's publish the site to see what we have so far. As I mentioned, this is not the most simple way to build it, but it's something. Okay, so this is how it looks on the live site. Okay, so if I change the size, you can see it's responsive, and if I scroll down, everything is work as expected. As we reach to, you can see this distance is one screen. So if we reach to the edge, so everything is stop rotating, and you can start you can continue start with your page content. Now I want you to see in the live example what we have here. Okay, so here you can see that we have also this content which is below these galleries, but in small screens, look what happened to the distance above. Okay, basically it's gone because there is not enough room for this content to stay inside. So this is why I've created another breakpoint. So basically I checked where this content is not sitting correctly, and then I fixed based on it. So I want to show you how I've done it. So if this is the circle wrapper, now I need to add another container. Let's add another container that it will cover everything. Quick add container. Okay, and it should be 100 VW and 100 VH. So basically it's covering everything. See, now you don't see the circle behind it. Let's change its color a bit so we will understand. And now I need let's use text and paragraph. Where is it? Okay, and I've set it to be, let's see, 24 pixels and 62. Let's copy this value This will be 62. It will be centered, and it will be display. Great. Now this one should be stacked together. Let's stack them, and I need to change the value and the size. So size is 24. Now let's set it to be 100%. It will be at the center, and maybe this will be one, just like this. Okay, now that says 10 pixels margin. Okay, now let's make some transparency. So you can see that this stack, it should be located somewhere. So it's on the bottom, right? So if I'll do something like this, now it's really at the edge. Okay, it's not good. So how do we know where to place it? So basically, if we remember, this is the circle, right? And the image is going outside as the height of the image. And then we have more gaps. So we need to take this value and add to this paragraph container. So let's go back again to the circle, and this is the padding that it has. Let's copy it and put it to the content container. So let's go here and add this VW padding from top, and now this stack should be docked to the top, just like this. And now you can see it's exactly aligned with the circle, but we need to have a bit more of a padding. So let's do 40. Okay, so now it's not at the edge of the circle, but it's a bit outside. So now let's take this container. Let's just make sure that it doesn't have its own height, and let's see how it looks. Oh, I forgot to make it sticky. So this should be also sticky. Okay, so let's publish it. And remember that we are on the biggest size. Okay, so you can see it sits pretty nice. Okay, we have all the elements here. It sits pretty nice. But look what's happened when we are going to smaller screen size. So let's start with this size, and here I think it sits pretty nice. Let's go to a smaller size. Now you can see that the title are cutting off from the bottom. So what we can do, basically we can take this gallery a bit up. So this is why I've created a different breakpoint, and in this one, let's go back to this breakpoint. Now I can go to the gallery, to the circle wrapper, and change its padding from 35 to less. I don't remember exactly the value, so let's go to the working example, to 25. Okay, so go back here. Let's set it to be 25. Okay, so I need to adjust this padding also to let's see, in the working example, paragraph container to 30. Okay, so let's change it to 30. Now remember, we are on the, oh, I didn't show you the sizing. So I've created this one, 40. Now let's publish it and see how it looks on the live site. You can see from here that this is sit pretty well. Oh wait, what's happened? One of the image is not sit correctly. So let's check the images. Oh, this one got height because I forgot to remove it. Auto. Yeah, yeah, now it looks okay. Great. Now we need to go to a smaller screen size. Now you can see that this is fits perfectly. Okay, so the image is a bit cutting off from the top, but I can live with that. Okay, so tablet is basically exactly the same. You can do exactly the same, but for mobile now we have here a different layout, because if we will go to mobile, you can see that this is not really nice. Here I've made each image much bigger, and then it looks much nicer. So we need to adjust it here. So what I've done, I go to the Figma, and now I've created a different layout. So you can see that the circle is smaller and the image size is smaller. Okay, so all I need to do is now take this circle new value, and let's copy it. And here I need to select the circle from the layers panel, this one, no, this one. And now I need to change it to pixels, 2070, convert it to VW. Okay, now wait, this is the right value? Yeah. Okay, so this is smaller. I need to check. No, pixels, wait, width, VW. Yeah, this is the right value. So I just want to make sure this is the right value. Yeah, it's exactly this is the right value. So now I need also to change the padding from top. Okay, so I need oh, sorry, I forgot. I need to change the image width and height. Let's go here. Let's copy this one. This is the width and this is the height, 288. Images, maybe it's already in the right size, 270. Yeah, it's good. I don't need to touch the image. So let's change the padding. We can guess or copy from the working example. So it's exactly the same method. We need to get the image height and then to push from top. Let's go to the circle wrapper. This is the padding from top. Now I need to fix the content container also. So it should be exactly the same plus something, right? So let's do 110, maybe even more, 115. And it's not looks nice. So let's do 80%. This should be something like 16 pixels, and this should be something like 36. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. So let's see how it looks. So this looks very nice, I gotta say. Yeah. So here you can see that the images are more close. So basically here we have a different rotation value. So if we will take this frame and rotate it, so now you can see now this is 30 and not 50. So basically what you should do, you should go image item by image item and change it. Instead of 30, it should be minus 13 by 2, right? And this should be minus 30, and so on. But I won't do it right now. It just you get, because you're already getting the idea. So what we should do right now after we've got so far. So basically we should do we should remove the background color from the circle wrapper. We don't need it. Remove the background color from the circle. We also don't need it, the pink one. And remove the background color from the rotation, the rotate circle timeline, this black line. We don't really need it. And you can also push it back if you don't want it to block some of the content, if you have a button or something. So let's publish it and see the live version. We need a desktop one. Yeah, so now you can see that we have a very clean end results. Everything is working exactly as it should be. Let's go to a different screen size. And you can see that this is fitting very, very nicely. Now let's go to mobile. And you can see that this is working also on the mobile. So I can make the font smaller to make everything fit in one screen and play around with the gaps, but you get the idea. All I've left now is to go image by image and change its content, just like this. Change image. Basically all the images are stacked one on top of each other. Yeah, so it's not easy to build it, but you can get a working template, see in the video description. But the most important thing is that it's important for you to understand how it's built, because if you like to add more item, remove more item, you need to understand how it's working. So yeah, I hope you found it interesting. And until next time, keep building amazing websites on Wix Studio.